Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere Akim, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled, If This Is Not the Hammer, Lord will you are edified. Video was inspired by multiple videos from the platform TikTok for use.
We did not make it out. That's the update. Update from Puerto Rico. We did not make it out. That's the update. Our flight that was supposed to leave San Juan Airport at 10:30 today on Sunday, January 4th, was delayed till 11:30, and then again was delayed till 12:45, and then was just canceled, and that's it. And they basically told us that, hey, we can get you on another flight out on Saturday, like in 6 days, in a week.
So this is a prelude to what? 2nd Ezra 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. This will happen once that digital system, is exercised on earth. People will not be able to maneuver within these smart cities unless they have what? The chip, And you will see checkpoints, So again, what we're seeing right now, these people that are stuck, in Puerto Rico and other areas in the Caribbean, they cannot get home. They are desiring to get back to their city, meaning their home, and they can't because of that so-called situation in Venezuela. And let's just be real. Most of these individuals don't have enough to sustain themselves further.
And it's not even like a direct flight or anything like that. So I was like, hey, just refund my money, which was probably a mistake because then I tried to look for more flights, and there are 0 flights leaving with room on them until next weekend. So we're stranded. We live here now, apparently. So yeah.
And how many of these Americans prepare for this? Just in case something may happen, I may need more money to extend my stay at these resorts, hotels, or these Airbnbs. Or I may have to find another hotel or an Airbnb, right? Along with having enough money to get back home. A lot of these individuals only prepare for the time frame they thought they would stay there.
I've literally never seen anything like this where there's absolutely no flights for like the next 5 days, and any flights that I see towards the end of the week are like $8,000 a person. And I've been flying for a long time. I don't want to.
$8,000 per person. And also, that over there in the Caribbean, they are price gouging, trying to beat these Americans, to sleep. And eventually, you're going to have people that will travel, and one day they will not be able to get back. Because 2nd Ezra 15, right, and 17 will be fulfilled.
I don't know where it's talking about how all them Americans stuck over there in the Caribbean. Come on, sip a little tea with Auntie. Let's talk about it. I didn't see nothing but Americans down my For You page talking about how they just went on vacation over into the Caribbean somewhere, Puerto Rico or in Trinidad. A lot of places that they went to visit, y'all. And due to them not being able to get no flights back because all their flights being canceled, they stuck over there. Some of them can't get flights to the 10th of January, the 27th of January, the end of the month. Some of them all the way until next month, they quoting that they won't be able to get a flight out. Some of them are trying to pay extra and get on like private planes to see if they can fly out their way. Not happening. They stuck over there. Can you imagine planning your vacation with a certain set of money? Say you might have did a little extra spending while you was over there. How are you going to afford to stay an additional week or 2 weeks until they allow you to fly back out to your country, to your state where you come from? Yeah, Donald Trump over there doing what he did in Venezuela that messed a whole lot of American people up. So
Again, is America not the hammer?
traveling right now, if you ain't got to go out of the country to go nowhere, I suggest you stay on at home until they get this stuff situated. I done seen umpteen people, y'all. It's so many people that saying that they stuck in the Caribbean. They cannot get back home, y'all. That's a scary situation. I couldn't imagine being in another country. Money running out. You can't exactly get people to send you no money or nothing else. How you supposed to eat? How you supposed to pay for hotels and everything else? And I know they not accommodating them like that. So a lot of them having to come out of their own pocket for an extra week in a whole nother country. Sad situation. Thank y'all for sipping a little more tea with Auntie. Bye, y'all.
And just to get home, to be behind on certain bills, right? You're supposed to be at work on such and such day. Now you need money to sustain yourself over there in those Caribbean islands, and when you get back, now you behind on your car note, your insurance, okay, your house note, or your rent, your cell phone bill, or multiple bills at one time, based on the inability to get back home.
Update.
Fair use.
We are one of the thousands of people who are stuck in Puerto Rico and the Caribbean right now in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I made a video last night explaining how our flight was canceled and we have not been able to get another flight back home. The soonest that we have been able.
Are you being compensated for anything like room, food, travel expenses? No. Hell no.
To get is actually leaving here on Saturday, going to Jacksonville, to which we'll have to rent a car to get back home to Tampa. So that's the situation right now. We're currently rolling our bags down the road to switch hotels because we can't stay at the hotel that I got last night. And now we're going to be going to another one. And I will let you know if we...
And she probably will have to pay double, if not triple.
Anything changes, I'm going to keep looking for options for us to hopefully get us home sooner.
And the reason why this is happening, because of the hammer, the effects of the hammer.
Breaking at this hour, this major
Fair use.
development involving the U.S. and Venezuela. Sources telling ABC News tonight that the U.S. has now given Venezuela's interim leader a list of demands that must be met before Venezuela can sell its oil again, demanding Venezuela kick out Russia, Iran, Cuba, and sever economic ties with them. Rachel Scott at the White House with late reporting.
And if not, he faces death, him and his family.
Tonight.
Tonight, sources telling ABC News that the U.S. conveyed a list of demands to the interim leader of Venezuela that the regime must meet before the U.S. will allow Venezuela to sell more oil. They include Venezuela must kick out China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba and sever economic ties. And Venezuela must agree to partner exclusively with the U.S. on oil production and favor the U.S. when selling heavy crude oil. The U.S. threatening the lifeline of the Venezuelan economy, imposing a military blockade. It sits on the largest oil reserves in the world. The chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Roger Wicker, saying the U.S. plan in Venezuela hinges on controlling the oil and that he did not believe the deployment of U.S. troops will be required. With President Trump hailing the daring raid that led to the capture of Nicolas Maduro.
It was an amazing military feat. We sort of got him a little by surprise, but it was brilliant tactically. It was an incredible thing.
3 days later, still no clarity from the administration on how the U.S. plans to, quote, run Venezuela. But the president has maintained the U.S. is in charge of the country.
The administration has a one-day plan on how to get rid of Maduro, but no idea of what happens after.
And tonight, the president facing sharp condemnation from world leaders over his threats to take over Greenland. The White House not ruling out using the military to do it. The president and his team are discussing a range of options to pursue this important foreign policy goal. And of course, utilizing the U.S. military is always an option at the commander-in-chief's disposal. The White House saying in a statement, President Trump says controlling Greenland is a matter of national security.
We need Greenland from a national security situation.
There you have it. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land. Okay, and eventually all of this will lead to WW3 and of great destruction. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of countries will be destroyed. Verse 23, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? America is that hammer, and it hammers, right, these other countries utilizing what? The petrodollar, as well as its military might. Okay, how is Babylon become a desolation? Desolation means utterly destroyed among the nations. Now, when you think about a hammer is symbolic for what? Strength and power. Okay. Also creation, meaning building or shaping these other countries, okay, in the image of America. So a hammer is known to, a hammer is symbolic for strength and power, right? Creation, going into conforming, okay? Authority and destruction, okay? Because what that hammer would do is it will break down the old structure to make way for a new structure. And when you go into the Hebrew for hammer, it goes into devastate, right? To devastate, right? And America uses what ultimately is military and also its control over the petrodollar. So this is the effects of the hammer, right? People that are stuck in these Caribbean islands at this time frame, as well as, okay, Venezuela, interim president getting an agenda on what and what not to do. America is that hammer. Lord will, this was edifying. Shalom.